guess we are ready to start. And first of all, I guess it's a bit of a tough crowd. We're the only thing standing between you and the gala. Sorry about that. We'll try to make it worth your while by taking you on a little bit of a journey called Pricing Roaming First Class. And I have a crew here, just a quick intro. I think you know me, you maybe also know Raj by now, but we have enforcements because this is actually a collaboration. So this is Yaana from CSG. Finn is missing this takeoff, unfortunately, but he sends his regards. So what are we looking at here? The status quo and the problem, or is the problem the status quo? What we're seeing is that we have network data siloed into one area of our business. And at the other side, we have commercial decisions that are being made without the connection. So essentially, what we see is that we have technology, AI, I think that's been mentioned a few times over the last couple of days. The pace is growing, the technology is growing, and if MNOs don't do something about what we call this gap, we have a concern that they will not only miss an opportunity, they will be left behind.
So what we hear from the MNOs is very consistent. So the status quo is a race to the bottom on wholesale rates with very thin margins. And in parallel, operators are losing high-value roamers who are silently switching to Wi-Fi, travelism, and competitors whenever the quality of experience is poor. So this means that quality of experience has a direct impact on key business metrics like roaming ARPU, churning, and complaint rates, and even a 1 point quality of experience uplift on a specific route can increase daily roaming ARPU and also reduce the churning on traveling subscribers, which means that in reality it's not only about improving the network, it's about turning the quality into revenue and loyalty. So let's see this with two simple examples. So let's start with churn reduction. An MNO with 1 million roaming subscribers, if 20% of them are churning, this means that the MNO is losing around 200,000 customers per year. If better quality of experience reduces churn by 1 percentage point, this means that we can retain 10,000 customers per year. And if the annual revenue per customer, roaming revenue per customer is 60 euros, that means that we can just keep 600,000 euros per year. Second scenario, so attracting high-value customers. If 1 million roaming subscribers, out of them 20% belong to the business class, and if improved quality of experience supports an uplift of 15 euros per month, that means around 36 million euros of additional annual revenue.
So here's an analogy that you might have heard if you were here yesterday. We're talking about the airline industry. So think about comparing traveling economy with business. Obviously different prices, different experiences. Airlines know what they're doing when they actually make sure that each seat earns its value. This whole aspect of pricing differently is something that we strongly recommend and believe that the MNOs should also take advantage of when you have the opportunity and the ability to differentiate in your networks.
Okay, so I think the biggest missing link, we've mentioned this a few times earlier, is this gap between the business and network layer is fundamentally one is what we call data slicing, being able to really dynamically segment and track with QoS as well as SLAs what those slices are, so you can price those accordingly as a premium. Second is the scoring. How do you know what the partners' networks look like, what their services, and that we'll talk about. And then the third is the pricing strategies. I think fundamentally, the commercial teams have to really step back, but the reason they cannot is because of the two missing links below that. So if you look at the data slicing, it's really sort of resonating from the network slicing on the 5G side, from the infrastructure. But from a commercial team perspective, they need to be able to dynamically create segments, whether that's based on a customer, market, or some geography. And then it's easy to create those by IMSI ranges, but then how do you really track the quality of that segment so that you can really enforce a premium price and guarantee that the customer will get that?
This is the core of our model, the roaming service ladder based on QoS score. So you can see from the graph that there are different service tiers, so based on the quality of experience. So business is for high quality of experience and for active promotion. Premium is for good, reliable quality of experience for standard agreements. Economy Plus is acceptable but weaker for weaker quality of experience, so this should be targeted for low cost or coverage-led offers. And last but not least, we have Economy, that we have a poor or unstable quality of experience, and this service tier should be avoided unless there is no better alternative. The important point here is that a QoS score is able to connect quality of service, user experience, and commercial strategies in order to put them together into a single framework for agreeing steering of roaming strategies.
So essentially, the Q-score enables the evolution of roaming pricing and offers different strategies. We're talking value-based pricing linked to the revenue, tiered subscriptions based on quality values, on demand, meaning time specific to consider events and dynamic things going on in the world. And of course, all of this is backed by an SLA-driven and data-proven system.
So here we can see differentiated roaming product example based on 5G standalone slices. So premium is for high-speed data services like HD streaming. Critical supports very low latency and high reliability for applications like self-driving cars. And massive is in order to support very large numbers of IoT devices with deep coverage and with low data rates. Important thing here is that right now, you are offering the same roaming product or roaming solution for your customers. But here, it should be like, you can just target different use cases and different scenarios and then just price based on it.
Okay, so to make this happen, CSG and Yaana is collaborating here. CSG has access to the signaling core and they have app on devices with the experience of the users. So bringing their platform and the data together with Yaana's end-to-end solution on the wholesale side, what this allows us to do is enable the business team, the commercial team, to have access to these Q scores, which are generated, as we mentioned, technically, commercial, using customer experience and the commercial complexity, strategic value, and that comes together into this integrated platform. Great. So the business model is pretty straightforward. I think you've heard this. We bring this as a single source of truth from a commercial team perspective. It is really sort of designed to help you figure out how do you not only grow your revenue, but churn and reduce the churn. Continuous learning loop, because we are monitoring this literally on a real-time basis, so it's not a one-time static thing. And then as far as the cost of introduction, it's pretty straightforward. I think some sort of a setup fee and a subscription model.
As mentioned, this innovation is brought to you in collaboration. On the Yaana side, we bring expertise within communications and financial optimizations built on business-driven autonomy, putting the commercial team in the driver's seat, or should I say the cockpit.
CSG brings the quality of service and quality of experience data, and thanks to active testing, we are able to monitor and benchmark your roaming partners and ensure that you are getting the service that you have been promised.
Great. So I'm not going to bore you on the technology front, but clearly, based on all the different layers from a data ingestion context layer, the intelligence and modeling layer, and the orchestration layer, essentially, it has all of the elements that you would expect from being able to do this real-time scale. Of course, there is an AI ML aspect to it, and really sort of from a security perspective and data protection perspective, bringing all those pieces together. But the fundamentally is really how do we sort of bring that orchestration and seamless way that the commercial teams can engage. And the delivery is a 4-phase delivery. I mean, phase 1 is sort of really get the foundation, get all of the data integration done. And then phase 2 is to kind of start building the intelligence models, and then the decision interface into the learning loop back. So we're looking at basically a matter of weeks here to kind of get the project done.
So the QoX Money Shot, basically we're talking 36 million new annual revenue per 1 million users, an addressable market of 5.8 billion. We correct that or adjust it for our 20% quantification. That's a market value of 41.8 billion in a revenue potential. So we think you guys have built world-class networks. We think you should also be building world-class margins. So let's together turn quality into currency. Thank you very much from the team and myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.